I wanted to talk about this topic because I find it to be very interesting, and I wonder if it is the case. First of all, I've joined that, what's that new thing, PewDiePie pushing D Live? So if I do a live stream, I'll be restreaming over there. Like I said, if I get like a $25 donation, I'll do a live stream tonight. If not, I'll just do one some other day or in a couple of days or whatever. But I wanted to, I want to say how long ago? Well, like 4 months ago or something, right? Or maybe even longer than that. Anthony was trolling Opie. And remember when Opie started the Opie call-in line to his podcast? Well, Anthony did a call-in to Opie's podcast, and Opie played it on his podcast. I then uploaded it to YouTube, from Opie's podcast, Anthony calling in. Compound Media did a copyright takedown strike. I fought it, and I lost. The video still remains down. I am not the only one who posted that. There was another YouTube channel that posted that who has around 2,000 subscribers. His thing is a little bit more fascinating because he actually went to Opie on Twitter. I can't go to Opie on Twitter. He's got me blocked and he hates me. But he posted up his DMs, and Opie on Twitter gave this guy permission to play his podcast. You have to remember, this is Opie's podcast we were putting up on YouTube. And Anthony just so happened to have called into it. That guy, and I just found this out, because I just asked him, this is why I'm talking about this today. He ended up losing that copyright takedown as well. The reason why, like today, Jimmy talked about the whole Kevin Brennan thing and actually played clips during the show. I can't upload that. Compound Media will take it down. The people who stream that show every day, if I was them, I'd take it down too. Especially since Cumia is not going to work today. So they got nothing else to do over there. Gino Pascante hosts a show or something. So, but I noticed no one else posted that clip anyway, because Compound Media has done this. But I'm wondering if technically, according to Google, Anthony Cumia now owns Opie's podcast. And I'm not talking about, in my case, I'm talking about the other YouTuber's case, in which he posted Anthony calling into Opie's podcast. Anthony got it taken down. This guy fought it with permission from Opie that he put in the thing back to YouTube, and they still took it down. And they claimed a copyright claimed by Compound Media. So I think technically according to YouTube, Anthony Cumia owns Opie's podcast. And if he was able to take that down, I mean, conceivably, you could take down anything. You could just start taking down things off of Opie's direct YouTube channel and have precedent for them doing it before. Put that on your mind. Now, I'm surprised nothing ever went further with that. I guess there's nothing Opie can do. I mean, once YouTube decides, we think this is a valid copyright takedown, well, it's not like there's a magical phone number you can call, and not like Opie's big enough or Westwood One's big enough to pull a Joe Rogan and get a YouTube exec on the line or behind the scenes or something. So I think technically as of right now, Anthony Cumia, Compound Media, in the eyes of Google, technically owns Opie's podcast, which is extremely bizarre. You see, this is how they technically did it though. When he called into Opie's podcast, he did it while on the Anthony Cumia show. So he's doing this weird, this end around technicality in regard to this issue. Meaning, me and that other YouTuber, we didn't upload him from his show calling Opie's podcast. We uploaded what Opie uploaded to his podcast. So that's how he's technically getting around it. Technically, that's not Anthony Cumia's audio. He freely called into a call-in number and left a message. It's now technically Opie's audio. But I guess Compound Me or Keep the Cop had the exact call on this thing and said, well, this is where it originates from. My ultimate point here is it just goes to the slimy stuff that Cumia and Compound Media do behind the scenes. Which is why me and no other YouTuber is going to upload any exciting things that ever happens, that could ever possibly happen on there. Kevin Brennan and Jim Norton going to war was great. It was hilarious. They uploaded just a call. I get it. That first part might have got you some community guideline strikes. But I can't upload Jimmy's response to it because Compound Media will do what they did that time. So, I mean, Compound Media is just, this is the things they do behind the scenes. It's very, very bizarre. It doesn't help in any way. It's honestly extremely pathetic, to be completely honest with you. It shows they don't have success. Dude, I can just start re-uploading Young Turks videos and monetize them, and the Young Turks would never take a video down. Dude, not me, but people use Young Turks videos to trash the Young Turks and monetize them, and the Young Turks never take them down. Never take them down. Because they're successful enough and they don't have to. Or they just understand how the internet works, and they understand if that ever got out, they're standing, although they're SJWs, so it wouldn't really matter, but for other YouTubers, that sort of matters. But it just, I remember, and I forgot to say this while explaining the Kevin Brennan rant about, he trashed Bob Kelly as well, and how he was over there at, you know what, dude, or what the hell they call it. And it was a weird thing, and I think he caught himself because he trashed Bob Kelly, but then kind of trashed himself. Meaning, he goes, "Hey, Bobby, you're behind a paywall. Not to be bad. No one can listen when you're behind a paywall." Then he darted back and forth, like, "Oh crap, I'm doing a show behind a paywall." But his overall point was right. How much money are you really making? You could be making way more money. If you could still just do it behind the paywall, Compound Media. But here's what a smart thing would be. Instead of free Mondays, how about every day, the first 15 minutes, you just live stream it on YouTube and then say, all right, if you want to keep listening to some more, well, come hit the link in the description, come sign up for Compound. That idea I just laid down on you would make them so much more money, and they would end up with a 15-minute YouTube video every day that also generated money. There, you got that idea for free, Trampa. They're going to help you buy some more hair plugs and body parts, or remove some more body parts for a certain young lady named Sue Lightning. But no, they just keep doing underhanded, creepy, bizarre things behind. I don't want to go back in history, but the whole thing they did to me when they did a false copyright strike against me, when I just talked about that Colin Flaherty versus Ron Bennington thing, just to get my name, because they did that type of copyright strike where it was a copyright takedown, and of course I was going to dispute it. It's a video like this, an exact video like this, of me talking, which they can't take down. I didn't play any clips or anything, but they did it just to get my name, and then they canceled my Compound Media subscription, then doxed me on Twitter, and then disinvited me from the AA show. But for no real reason, by the way. But you see the 8 degrees of stuff they'll do behind the scenes to try and do something. Nobody cares. They've got less than 4,000 paying subscribers, and they could have a lot more if the site didn't suck, if they put in real work, if they did smart ideas, but they won't. But I just find it fascinating that they found a little workaround in order to, in the eyes of Google, technically be able to take down Opies' podcast. I find it very interesting, and it just shows, like, obviously something's wrong with YouTube. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, if you just want to like, subscribe, and if you just want to live stream, donate. I'm trying to get like $25. And yeah, look how evil he is, twiddling his fingers. He does this with goofy stuff, like copyright strikes. Could you imagine what they do when it comes to, trannies?